Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 12 of my Indiana Pacers MyLeague. And today we are going to be taking on the Atlanta Hawks, but first I did want to show you guys where the team is standing right now. So we are 7th in the East at 18-18 entering this game. We are 17th in points per game, 6th in points allowed, so you can sort of get an idea of where our team's strengths and weaknesses are based on that. But we're actually middle of the pack offensively, which I was a little bit surprised by. I was actually happy by. I thought we were going to be in the bottom third of the league, but anyway, we're taking on the Atlanta Hawks. They're 8-27. They're pretty bad. Let's kick it to the pregame show.
And now, presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you to 2K Sports. Our coverage tonight from Phillips Arena as the Atlanta Hawks will be playing against the Indiana Pacers. For Indiana, they come in off a win in their last outing against the Jazz at Energy Solutions Arena. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. Shaq, the Indiana Pacers. Expectations have been increasing and increasing year by year. Is Paul George the guy who can lead this team to a title?
George is not an elite player yet. He could be there. He has it all. He can play inside, play outside, has great versatility, but he's not quite an elite player yet. On his way, though, Ernie.
Now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan. Almost game time.
So this Hawks team is a little bit different than the Hawks team you might know and love or not like or whatever in real life, because they actually traded Al Horford to the Cavaliers for Dion Waiters and Anderson Varejao, which now the Cavaliers are absolutely stacked. Their starting five is like, I don't know who their shooting guard is, but they have Kyrie, LeBron, Love, and now Al Horford. That's not a very good defensive team, but that's going to be a very good offensive team if you had to play them in the playoffs or something like that. But anyway, we're taking on the Hawks, and they have Brook Lopez at center. They signed him in the offseason. They have Varejao coming off the bench, and then they have Dennis Schroeder starting, I believe. I don't know if Jeff T was hurt or if he's not on the team anymore, but yeah, this Hawks team has kind of been blown apart. They have Adrian Payne starting too, I believe, but Lopez gave us trouble in the post a lot this game. Jordan had a tough time with him, and I think Lopez finished with I know he had at least double-digit points. He didn't drop like 30 points or anything like that, but he was definitely their best scoring threat throughout this game. Paul George in the corner, though, knocks down the long two. Now Anthony Tolliver grabs this rebound up the court to KJ McDaniels. Check out McDaniels driving through the lane and slams it home on Kent Bazemore. That is a posterizer on posterizer crime right there. Two guys known for their insane athleticism, but Shelvin Mack hits that three. They get the lead back down to 6. So we've opened up this game. We have gotten off to a quick start here, opened up a lead, which is something we haven't really done very often in the gameplays that I've posted. But Tyler Ennis to the hoop. Still have not changed Tyler Ennis' jersey number, but he has been great off the bench for us all year. And then Reggie Bullock hitting the moving three on the fast break puts us up by 11. So a quick first quarter for this team. We ended off leading at the end of one, 31-20 here. Started the second. It's Kent Bazemore driving to the hoop, and he actually gets the tough contact and one layup over Paul George. So the lead's down to 8. And then here comes Kent Bazemore all alone in the fast break, slamming it down with two hands. And what was once a 31-18 game is now a 31-25 game. So a quick little run there for the Atlanta Hawks. Brook Lopez puts in the little hook shot, and the lead is down to 3. Now 35-32. Here is Dennis Schroeder on the perimeter. Gives it to Dion Waiters, covered by Butler. Waiters goes right around Jimmy Butler, pulls up and knocks down the little 10-foot jump shot. And it's a one-point game. The Hawks have come all the way back at this point. But DeAndre Jordan on the rebound gives it up to Paul George. And this game was all about the play of our wings. Our big men really struggled this game. Millsap and DeAndre Jordan could not get anything going on the offensive side of things. They both grabbed double-digit rebounds, though. But just, I don't think they combined for more than 10 points. So this was really about our wings. Moutier, George, and Jimmy Butler all had spectacular games, as you will see. There's Butler grabbing a loose ball, misses the first shot, gets the rebound back, and then Paul Millsap actually gets called for a travel here. This was the kind of night Paul Millsap had in his return to Atlanta. He actually lands before getting that shot off. Pretty funny. I've not seen that in 2K before, but that was actually my fault because I did hold the thing down a little too long. Anyway, Moutier here to Paul George in the corner, and Paul George always hitting those foot-on-the-line threes from that corner. That's the one thing I get frustrated by in 2K sometimes, is the guys, like, I wouldn't be opposed if they just had a thing where if a guy's standing in a corner like that, he sort of warps to the behind the three-point line, because too often in this game, guys are taking foot-on-the-line twos, especially in the corner like that, because there's just not enough room. But there's a layup from John Jenkins. It's a 4-point game, and that's going to be the score heading into the half. 48-44 is the score. Pacers on top at this point. This is, like I said, one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, 8-27. So it's a team we definitely should be beating, but any road victory would be a nice one. So I can't totally be mad that we're only up by 4 on this team. And we've certainly been playing pretty well, shooting 48%. We've out-rebounded them so far. And you can see our wing guys, Paul George with 12 points. Lopez actually leads the way with 6 rebounds, but I think Moutier might have the assist tally here with, 4 assists. So definitely have been led by our wing guys so far tonight. We'll see if that continues. There's Jimmy Butler grabbing a rebound. He's going to dribble it out and end up making the outlet pass to Paul George. That time I sort of waited a second to make sure George wouldn't go into one of those falling away animations. And it pays off because he knocks down the open 3. Now, layup good by the Hawks, so it's back down to a 4-point game. Hawks hanging around here, a little feisty team. They do have some talent. I mean, Waiters, Brook Lopez, they do have some decent players. Dennis Schroeder I also like a lot, but anyway, there's a 3 from Jimmy Butler. Now the lead's back up to 9. Millsap grabbing the rebound. He's got 7 rebounds, but no points so far tonight. Like I said, really struggled from the field today, but Jimmy Butler for 3, and this was the thing, Butler was really knocking down his outside shots tonight. He's sort of on and off a lot from game to game with his outside shot, but tonight he was really knocking it down effectively. So Dion Waiters hits the open 3, leads back down to 9. Now Jason Terry with the ball is going to hit Paul George coming off the screen. George trying to get into the lane, ends up going to the post and ends up hitting the left-handed, not even really a hook shot there. He sort of went around the guy. Nice move nonetheless by Paul George. Now Dennis Schroeder bringing the ball up, covered by Jason Terry. You know that's a mismatch, and I think I just fell asleep with Terry right there because Schroeder gets to the hoop very easily. But other end, look at Jason Terry doing the same now to Shelvin Mack. It's been a couple years since I've seen Jason Terry take someone off the dribble like that, but he does it there. Now a 9-point lead. Cauley Stein gets the rebound, gives it out to Jimmy Butler. Butler cuts in the lane, spins around the defender, and hits the layup. So a nice little move right there from Jimmy Butler. Like I said, he had a really good offensive game tonight. Here's covering Shelvin Mack, and a nice little pick and pop right here. Jason Terry came over to help. That left Waiters wide open for 3, and it's down to a 6-point lead. Pacers looking to answer back. Here's Millsap with the ball, drives and kicks to Paul George, and Paul George answers back with a 3 of his own. Now we're up by 10. Moutier gives it to KJ McDaniels on the break, spin around, waits for something to happen, finds Anthony Tolliver fading 3, and Anthony Tolliver knocks it down. So it's a 10-point lead once again. Shelvin Mack gives it to Kent Bazemore in the corner. Bazemore knocks down that 3. Hawks, like I said, hanging around. They will not go away. It's a bit of a feisty team. They might have one more run in them. They're playing at home here. That always helps. So Moutier in the corner, though. He answers right back. That rattles home. And it's back up to 10. Now an 8-point lead. Brook Lopez in the post. Hook shot is good. And it's down to 6 with, 8:40 to play or so. It's hard to see on the preview screen while I'm watching, while I'm recording this commentary. But Kent Bazemore top of the key. He gets it to go, and the lead is down to 3. Here come the Hawks. 85-82. Here comes a rebound from Lopez up the court to Bazemore, and Bazemore flushes it down, and the lead is down to 1 for the first time since the second quarter. 87-84 now. Pacers looking for an answer. George 3, no good. Rebound controlled by DeAndre Jordan, and there is DeAndre Jordan's first bucket of the game. The first bucket from either of our starting big men, him or Paul Millsap. Very well timed, and then George in the corner, not in the corner, foul line extended there. For 3 knocks it down. Now we're back up by 7. Jordan with the rebound to Jimmy Butler. Butler driving around, lobs it up for Paul George, who slams it down with 2 hands. And we have gone on a run of our own. Up again by 9. Schroeder pick and roll. Lopez hits the floater. So lead is down to 7 with about 2:30 to play or so. And now rebounded by Dennis Schroeder. He's going to come out in the break. It's a 6-point game still. Hollis down to Schroeder. Layup is good, and it's down to 4. The Hawks not done yet. 1 minute to play. Emmanuel Moutier with the ball to Butler, to DeAndre Jordan, and Paul George is left open in the corner for 3. A terrible defensive breakdown by the Hawks. The Pacers are up by 7. Then after a miss, here comes Butler. 50 seconds to play. All the way to the hoop. He gets it to go, and that might just ice it. 104-95 at this point. Schroeder with the ball. Goes to the lane. Misses, but there is the big man, Adrian Payne, getting the offensive putback, but it would not be enough. 104-97 is the final score. Pacers notched their first victory when I'm actually posting the game this season, and we are back over 500 for the first time, maybe all season. I mean, it might have been like 1-0 or 2-1, but since then we have not been over 500, so it's good to be back here. The Pacers, like I said, we've been getting a little hot lately. We were 14-17, now we're 19-18, so that's, 5 of our last 6 I think we've won, so getting hot at the right time, starting to put it all together. I think team's starting to build up some chemistry. And you can see our 3 wings each had over 20 points. They combined for I don't know, 78 points, I think, out of our 104. So really, really good night out of them. And you can see DeAndre Jordan and Paul Millsap combined for 2 points and 26 rebounds on a combined 1 of 15 shooting. So that was a pretty interesting night from both those guys. Here are the Hawks stats. You can take a look at them, and that is going to do it for me, Deion Waiters, 16 points on 21 shots. That is not going to get it done. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.